Hello everyone and welcome back to another season of my Let's Play Dwarf Fortress Masterwork Mod. Last season things kind of got a little harsh for us because I made a lot of mistakes, but it was a learning experience. So this season we're going to get back on the horse and then beat it to death. Something like that. So we're going to go through these. Turn off the digging stop. Temperature, all those are going to be the same. I'm going to turn on compressed saves this time because the saves were getting quite large last season. Something like 7 gigabytes. Taking up a fair bit of disk space. That may mean that the seasons take a little bit longer when they first happen, but you'll just have to bear with me. I'm going to try out the Masterwork tile set, which in this version is under Matrix. There are a few bugs in it, but they're not too bad. I think there's like, for instance, tree seedlings have the wrong sprite or something like that. Nothing too terrible. It's playable and it will give a nice change. This we're not going to change. This we're not going to change. This we aren't going to change. This, yeah, that's fine. This, I'm not sure. I might turn this on. It's useful for one thing, so I'm going to turn it on, but actually no, I'm not, because we can use the crematorium for that. Never mind. I was thinking that when you capture prisoners and you kill them, they drop all of their clothing as well as their armor and everything, and you could just set the clothing and stuff on fire and let all the burnable stuff burn, and then come back and collect the metal gear later when the fire goes out, which is kind of the only real use I would use that for. But you can do the same thing with the crematorium, just burn the extra clothing and get ash from it. Here, I'm going to turn off harder smithing, harder smelting, harder mining. I left harder mining on last time so I'd have access to warpstone, but apparently that isn't fully implemented yet. It doesn't really do much. Harder smelting kind of likes the game a little bit and doesn't really add much as far as I'm concerned. Harder smithing kind of slows down the game a little bit, and I want to get through faster. And I think it may mess up melt metal on chips. I'm not sure there. I have manually edited harder farming. Instead of taking 4 seasons to grow, underground plants now only take 2 seasons, which is still, what is it? About between 6 and 7 times longer than vanilla. But only changed the edible plants, not the trees. And I didn't mess with the eggs or the above ground plants. So we're going to leave those the same. Don't think we need to do anything with that. Soap maker. Miscellaneous feature. Adds 5 powerful pets. Oh yeah, we don't want that. Don't want that. Field wards. I didn't see a ward in the Apothecarius. Maybe that's not fully implemented yet. Maybe I just missed it. Less solid right. Do I want to turn this on? Want to leave these on, want to leave that on, want to leave that on, want to leave that on. This is the only one. It's probably better in the late game, but in the earlier game, that was really difficult for us having not enough stone. I mean, we can always destroy the stone later. I'm going to leave this on this time. I may regret that, but we're going to leave it on. Now then, I've already done another perfect world map for this season, so we won't go through that again. There is one little thing with that. Maximize world. And I will be including the parameter set so that you can use this map yourself. And if I remember to, and if I can get it to fit without taking up too much space, I will include the initial save. I didn't include that last season, but I think it might be a good idea this time. So this one is to try to get lots of volcanoes, lots of flat volcanoes. And you may get a message that tells you it can't place enough volcanoes. Just press T to ignore it, but it seems I'm not getting that, so I'm going to abort it. I was just going to show you that, but apparently we're not going to do that this time. Now then, we're going to do play Masterwork, and it's region 1. Okay. Yeah, Dwarf Fortress mode. Our music has started. Awesome. I think this is one of my favorite songs of this pack. And then it stopped. How mean. Okay. Again, a different texture pack, so I'm going to have to be a little bit getting used to it. But I think we'll be able to figure out what most things are. I'm not sure if it's saved in my notes though. Not that one, not that one. Not that one, not that one. Nope, nope. Nope. Nope, nope. Terrifying. Joyous Wilds. Wasn't that one either. It might be one of these up here. Nope. I had it marked. Let me find it. I'll be right back. Okay, I think I found it. This has clay, deep soil, shallow metals, and deep metals. It also has sand and quite a lot of resources if this is the site that I think it is. It's warm. Let's say the Wondrous Realms is the map name. The Permanent Lands is kind of the region name. And the Taut Jungles is the biome name. So right, it has a stream, always good. We're going to be a 5x3 tile settlement, which is smaller than the last one by 2 squares. I think last time we did 4x4. I believe we did. I can't quite remember. But having a volcano is very, very good. Having trees are good, as you saw. It will help offset our stone shortage. And having water is very good for fishing and a number of other things. Having a volcano plus a good source of water is extremely useful. If I recall correctly, if you have aquifer zone, there's an aquifer here, so make sure that's off unless you want that extra challenge. Now then, we're going to go through the different tab screens. So, our neighbors. No automatons this time. We had those last time. But not this time, apparently. We can have 2 different civilizations. And remember, we want the one with the most dwarves, so the most blue little guys here. Oops. Crap, I messed up my thing. It is plus. Kind of difficult to tell, isn't it? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 3 hive things. And this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and a chest. I think the first one might be slightly better, and of course you want the civilization that's the biggest because you want the most slave labor, the most migrants to come in, especially in those first waves. Of course, there's the downside that as soon as you get enough people, they're not going to stop sending you more people. It'd be like, crap, I just finished digging out bedrooms for the last 30 useless people you sent me. Now you send me another 30 useless people. But on the plus side, if we lose a lot of guys to military action, it will replace our losses factor. Even though we will have to retrain them. We can deal with that. The next step, elevation. So you can see there's some kind of peak here. That's what that. Very high elevation. And there's a kind of slope here towards the volcano. So, going down to, it's like starting from, looks like about right here maybe, and then dropping down. Then this is how steep the cliffs are. So that's where their peak is. I'm not really sure what's going on there. I'm tempted to embark in a site that includes that just to see what it is, but that would be too large and cause lag. There's some steep things here, but mostly they're fairly gentle. And then we're back to the top screen. So let's embark. We get this nice little warning here. And I don't think it actually saved my embark template last time I tried it. I must have done something wrong there. So we're going to have to do an empty template. Let me check the time on this, see if we have time to do this part. Yes, we got plenty of time. So let's go ahead and fire up Therapist, Dwarf Therapist, get our guys going, and run the optimizer starting out. And what does that tell us? I'm going to micromanage this one a little bit this time. For instance, our doctor is going to get all of these roles. And I don't know if I want the doctor to be the minor or a minor. Let's look at roles and sort by this. So this guy is Lolak. What would you be doing most of the time, Lolak? Oh crap. Add laborers, go back to here. Lolak. Lolak's going to be the carpenter and the mason, so he's going to be pretty busy. What about you? You're going to be wood cutting. So actually all this stuff should be here. Wow, you're going to be really busy though. Who is going to be the best doctor? Roles. Searching, maybe it's something else. I think there is Chief Medical, here it is. So that would be Zan. That is you. Is he just bad on the other roles? Zan, yeah, he's pretty bad on those. but Kulab be a terrible chief medical dwarf, but good in everything else. Chilab, but he's a miner. And the backup is Id. Yeah, it's not that terrible, so I guess we'll just leave it like that. Everybody's going to have this. Cast. Now the next Mason. I suppose having the Mason and the Carpenter doing the same thing is not terrible. Having the two woodcutters are fine. You probably only will be using one of them though. You're a leather worker, a wood crafter, bone crafter. How are you? You are 31%, 44.45%. Wow, you are way better on that though. Mechanic. Wow, you are really good at mechanic. But you're going to be mining. We might turn mining off for this person to start with. And let them do the masonry stuff and then turn it back on. That might actually be a good idea. Butchery, I just want to make sure that we don't have somebody who's going to be busy doing something important tied with to... Wow, I messed that sentence up. We don't want somebody doing two really important jobs trying to do them at the same time. So for instance, if somebody's mining all the time, we don't want him to be our farmer. Like this. We don't want him to be our herbalist, that's for sure. So we're going to turn off herbalism for him and give it to somebody else. Military roles. Herbalism. Silab. And second is Lolok. Lolok is the carpenter, so he's going to be inside most of the time. He's also a hunter, so he might be a good idea for that. What was the other one? What was the other one? Kulab? Or you Kulab? Oh, he's a miner. So yeah, we'll turn on herbalism for you instead. Cheese making might come into play early on, but I'm not sure on that. Furnace operating is going to be quite important. We in fact might want to turn off mining, because the next guy... Well, he's at 90%. Id? You want to be a furnace operator? Of course you do. Or is it oven operating? I forget which is which. He was operating the ovens. One of our woodcutters, and he's really good at it. So I'll probably turn off woodcutting for him to start with as well. Next up, hunting. We want to make sure that's a decent guy. That's fine. It's probably going to be our military guy, so let's check on his roles. Actually, we want to look at military alt. And look at his roles as a Marksdorf. id? I think it was id, wasn't it? No, it wasn't id. It was Lolock. Lolock. He's kind of middle of the field. But he'll do. Anger, ammo. Well, we don't need to specialize in that one too much right now. But it's nice to have that as a backup. Okay. What are the other major things? Farming? We have one miner farming, and the other guy is going to be our indoor guy. And brewing is going to be the other mining thing. Okay, so that guy is going to be a bit busy. But most of this stuff he should be okay to accomplish. I think we're good, actually. We have fishing for our other guy here. We'll be a little bit less pressed once we get everyone set up. So we'll go back to names, I guess. I don't know what it's organizing these doors by. Let's actually try nothing. See what happens. Just sorted them by name. Okay, training is probably something we want a couple points in. Actually, no we don't. Never mind. Forget me. Writing might be something we want some points in. What is that called in this thing? It was... right. Third one over. So... clother. I wonder if that takes the same things. We could look at their attributes and just find the smartest one. Strength, agility, creativity, disease resistance, linguistic ability. It's like Lolock tied with id. Lolock and id. Lolock would probably be good at that. Okay. I'm thinking about having some blueprints exported out for our primary export in the first year, as they're fairly easy to make. Is that everything? Cheese making isn't too important. We've already checked those. Researching, not so important. Leatherworking, wood crafting, stone crafting, bone crafting. I think we're good. So let's go ahead and give these guys some skills. So we'll start here with Bim. He needs animal training. We're not going to give him any points in minor since we have harder mining off. He can skill up naturally. Cheese making, we're not going to give him any points in. Cooking, he can skill up naturally. So he just needs a few points in animal taming. I'm going to show a little bit more of this part of it than I did last time. Animal trainer, so... I mean, 1 point is probably really... no. I think we can get away with not spending any points in there because we're going to have our initial animals that he can skill up on. You. Stone crafting, yeah, nothing important for you. You. Butchery. Milking. Yeah, nothing important for you. Diplomacy. Why do you have diplomacy checked? I don't understand why. Did I misclick something on that? Maybe whatever diplomacy is messed up in my optimized plan, but we're going to uncheck that. I don't think anybody needs diplomacy. Oven operator. Do I need that? Might be good to have. We'll probably come back to that one. Cleaning, not important. Id, yes, you do need some stuff. You need all the surgery skills. That's not as important in writing. And that's it. So you're going to need quite a few points. Id. And what do you know? He's the next guy. So you needed the surgery stuff, which is down this way. So surgeon, suturing. Give him like 4 in each of these. Bone doctor, suturer, and wound dresser. We should yeah, that should work. These are kind of easy to get up. This one is very easy. Actually, this one's easier to get up than Bone Doctor. These require cloth to skill up. The others require, this requires corpses, and this requires totems. Next up is Lolok. Alright, he needed something else, didn't he? Did he? Farming, brewing, furnace operating. Writing, right, writing. Don't think you're gonna have the points for it. What is that called again? Clother? We should also decide who needs to be the broker. Just going to be Zan. Zan is going to be the broker. I don't think we've gotten to him yet. And what were we doing on you? Looking for writing? May not be able to set it here. Student, minor, bower, scribe. That would be writing. I guess that's something. The next guy is... Wait, were you the right guy? You were the wrong guy. Why are you doing that, wrong guy? You're supposed to be whoever that person is. Can only use plus and minus. You're still the wrong guy. Id. This is Id. Wait. Now I'm really confused. I did the right guy. I am just... Ignore me, I'm on Lolek. That is where I got confused. So, Lolek. You need carpentry, hunting, that's going to be something. Herbalism, cooking, stone crafting, architecture is also going to be something. I think we'll hit architecture up first, and then we'll split the other two between the others. While we're here, we'll do crossbowman. Even though it should be crossbow dwarf. So he's going to get 4 crossbowmen. And then 3 in the other two. Seed swimmer. Praiser, organizer. Flatterer, conversationalist. Bower, furnace operator. metal scribe, fisher, low pressure, herbalist, brewer. Forgot about the brewer. Who was the brewer? You are also the herbalist. That's going to cause things to be a little bit difficult. I guess we'll have to make do. Would like to put some points in that, but we don't have the stuff for it. Okay, there's the hunter, so you get 3 points. Now then, that's the archaeologist, not architect. Animal, I probably passed it, knowing me. Toucher. Should be right around here. I'm missing it. There it is. This is Lolak, isn't it? Did I screw something up there? It should only be... So I have more points than I thought I did? Did I do something wrong? No, I have 4 here. Thought there was only 10. Now I'm very confused. 6, 7, 10. Who knows? Maybe the one thing didn't count. I'll go ahead and put the other 2 in herbalism. The last guy, Zan. Diagnostic. Yes, we're going to max that out. And is that everything that you need? Praying? No, that's not praying. That's tailoring. Yeah, you just need diagnostics. Easy enough. Wait, you were also the broker, weren't you? Yep, you were the broker. So that is appraiser. And this is going to work out well. You're going to be the guy who's not going to be doing much most of the time. Proficient at both of those. Now then, let's get into the items. And this is where I really made some mistakes last time, because the pets in here are quite different than what I'm used to. For instance, we could take these dogs instead of the ones that we did take before. Shaggy badger dog, male and female. Changeling, those are kind of expensive. Do we need those? What do we need those for? I'm trying to remember. I think it was for the temple and the arena. I think it was sprites that I needed early. The boars were actually a fairly good thing. I'm not sure if I'm going to take them on embark though. May come back to that. These fairly cheap. May or may not take those. We'll probably come back to that as well. Mole weasels, we're going to take quite a lot of those, because those are quite good. Those are actually exceptionally good. Woolly mountain goats. These are kind of good for food. I'm not convinced on the booze bellies. I think it's too much work to get the booze out of them. They might be good for their shearing properties. The mastiffs are definitely something we're going to take. We also want a putty tat. We could take these just to butcher right away and eat. but we might come back to that. Sprites, I needed those. I didn't have them last time. These are way too expensive. This I think is actually good, because that'll protect against that carp thing. Toolkits. Toolkits are actually not bad. Very cheap. We may come back and remove those though, because price is getting a bit high. We aren't going to have much for items. So let's do a new item. We can have eggs, drinks. Definitely want some drinks. So I'm going to do all the drinks and be right back. Okay, got all those. Seeds will probably come back to digging implements. They don't have copper ones? That's going to be a problem. That's going to be a really big problem, in fact. Oh, they do have copper ones. I was worried. So copper picks. And we want copper chopping axes. Wood, steel, bronze, cobalt, copper chopping axe. Next item we want a leather quiver. Leather's pretty expensive by itself. We also want some cloth. The cheapest one is, they're both the same there. We're going to want some thread. Don't see any thread. Is it down here? Crafts, illumination, tools, buckets, backpacks, thread. Yeah, want some of that. And where were we? What was I going to get? We need a weapon for our guy. Let's just go crossbow. Our hunter's going to need something to hunt with. And the cheapest one is the copper one. Quite cheap, in fact. You could get away with not bringing a crossbow at all and then just crafting one really quickly. And I might do that. The material doesn't matter unless you're going into melee. Though having a better crossbow crafted quality matters, but not the material. If that makes any sense. In other words, a Masterwork crossbow is better when you're shooting, but the material it's made of doesn't matter. Okay, we're probably going to go back and get some of these. Plants are 4, and seeds are 2. So what we'll do is we'll buy the plants themselves and then brew them to get the seeds. If we do that really soon, we will do maybe a couple different types. We could do strawberries. Prickleberries, we could plant those really quickly. Fisher berries are also an outside crop. We'll see about that. Digging implements, training weapons, those are really not worth it because they're all wood. You can just craft those right away. Ammo, I don't know if it's really worth spending it because that's kind of expensive. Given that you can get the metal. Like, this would give me 25. And that's a price of 2 bolts. Alternatively, I could just buy the stone for even less. So where are you? We passed the stone. Stone. So that would be That's right, I think. See, that one's only 6. I think this one's also an ore of copper. I might have to look these up. Iron's pretty cheap. I do want to get some stone, though. And I want to get something that is magma safe. So let me look up what is magma safe, and I'll be right back. Okay, so malachite is ore of copper, and for stone, Gabriel is a cheap magma safe one. Getting low on points. Haven't got any seeds yet. I think we can skip the anvil for now. Probably skip that as well. Why did I want copper again? Oh yeah, for the bolts. Okay. Sand. Sand is actually good because you get a free bag with it. Going from the bottom. Crate of engineering supplies. Interesting. We could get a crate of medical supplies. Oh. I wish I don't know what was in it. I might consider that. Ropes, thread, we've already gone through. See, bags 10. But you can get sand and a bag for 1. We did not get a quiver yet. Let's actually make... We'll buy a piece of leather and then make our own quiver. Should be able to do that. We can find the leather. Leather's only 15. So that'll save us 5. Seeds. How much are... They don't have them. They have iron bark. No, they do have fungi wood. And they have steel oak. Wow, those are 20 each. I can't afford that. Fungi wood. What else do we need? We're kind of low on drinks, and we don't have any food. I don't think you should take meat. You should take animals instead if you want food. But taking in some fish... just for the barrels. The cheap fish, not the expensive fish. Okay, so we probably want to up that eventually. We probably want to up this to like 10. This we're going to want... I kind of want 30 of these if I can afford it. So we're doing this instead of a crossbow, right? So we can get rid of the crossbow. And do 4 of these instead. So that gives us a crossbow and a few other things. Strawberries and plump helmets, those were our food. And our seeds. We're going to need more of these. Because these are going to be where our drink is going to come from. I think this is 25 drink per. Something like that. Copper pick. I could actually craft those from this and save a little bit. Thinking about it. I don't have a anvil, so no, we won't do that. Going to leave all of that like that. Another thing we could take is some milk. Do they have the milk? Cheeses, extracts. Search milk. Milk. I only have 2 milks, and it's 2. It's usually 1. So just generic milk. Well, we'll take 1 for the barrel. Where does that leave us? I think we're probably a bit low in terms of food. And drink. Did I take any leather? I did take 1 piece of leather. What I could do is get rid of the leather and take, say, a turkey. Because that's 1 more point, and you get 19 food from it. So where are the turkeys? Should also probably take a couple more of these for food. We're going to have a ton of those the next year. So yeah, turkey hen. We can let it lay some eggs and then we can butcher it. Do we want to take 2 of them? Maybe, maybe not. We could do trying to maximize the amount of stuff we can get. Going to need some more thread. Might should get rid of these. Just hope nobody gets hurt. That's really asking to be screwed over though, isn't it? Okay, we will invest a little bit in the health of our dwarves, but only a little bit. We don't want them to get spoiled. Oh yeah, we need to up this. It's not going to be enough to make it worthwhile, is it? Let's just get rid of it altogether. We'll have to trade for that. That leaves us with 44. There was some things that we're looking at. Yeah, the cragtooths are too expensive. Don't think there's going to be much we could afford that would be worth taking with us. We could take some more turkeys for food. That would not really be too terribly useful. Could take a landmine. Acid landmines are fairly cheap. But I think we should take it in booze. Because that's always a problem with this. If you remember, I said last time you can only take or add at bark 5 booze fits in a barrel, so this way we're getting 2 barrels. Guess that'll do. Pretty sure we have enough copper. I think we're good there. We have plenty of stone to start off with. That'll keep us from that one problem we were having last time. And the sand will also help out, because we'll have bags for our various things, as well as having an early sand thing. I know that didn't make any sense. So, I think we're ready to embark. Let me just look over this a little bit, double check everything, and I'll be right back. Okay, there's one thing. I added a second copper pick by decreasing the amount of liquor we're taking. I think that should be good. Should have a pretty good start. So we're going to name our group We are the Orb of Oceans. No. Let's randomize the name. The Spool. No. Nuh-uh. The Tormenting Seals. The Sunning Clocks. The House of Chips. The Gem of Strings. The Trustworthy Temptation. Why are all these sounding like brothels? The Friendly Book. The Bathed Clasp. The Ink of Strokes. The Dwindling Spring. Grasping Tome. Marshy Abbeys. The Lovely Stabs. The Continental Granites. That's kind of a dwarven name, isn't it? Yeah, that's a dwarven name. Then we will name the fortress. And it's Quake Sagging? Quake Sagging. Let's try something else. Cloistered Ivory? No. Wayne Rooms? Rack Rims? Rack Rims. It's not a terrible name. Ghoul. Deteriorate? That doesn't sound like a very auspicious name. Furnace Corruption. Trumpet Mosaic. Merged Buckled. Doomhogged. Two more. Outskirts? Shouldn't that be Outskirts? Last Swallow. Dyed Spiders. Okay. Evil Horde. Wow. What is with the randomizer today? Arch Skirt. Scooped. Dreaded. Distraction Trough. Romance Guilds. Ring Trashed. Cleave Fairy. Marble Bottled. Well, at least that's clever. Paper Dries. Town Loot. Bottled Machines. Blotted Machines. I like that one. That sounds like an engineer's curse. You blotted machines! Then you whack it with a hammer. Yeah. That's... Wow. Interesting randomizer there. So, I think we're probably done for this episode. We're going to embark on next episode. Like if you like, subscribe if you're not. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.